This is fried chicken. And here's one from Food Panda with 100 pesos off. This is fried chicken. And here's one from Food Panda with 100 pesos off.
It has been nothing but freezing cold and windy lately. The days that I'm not required to go outside, I have barricaded myself in my room under layers upon layers of blankets. Oh, and I also have discovered the Roblox game Forsaken. I actually just posted a video of myself playing Forsaken for the first time, which was a learning process. But since then I don't know what I'm doing. But since then I have indulged myself in the Forsaken fandom and discovered more about my favorite thing to talk about. Lore. Yeah, that's right. I knew there was a story brewing. So today I'm going to talk about everything you need to know about the Forsaken lore so far. And it goes insanely deep, like way deeper than I thought it would, but we're gonna talk about everything today while I'm hiding myself in my room. Let's start with the very foundation for everything. What is Forsaken? How did we get here? What are these games that we're playing? I've played these games before! Sorry, force of habit. Turns out there's a lot of lore that goes into those questions, both from the game itself and an ARG. Hello, when I said this game was right up my alley, I wasn't kidding. The game Forsaken, it all comes down to one thing, the Spectre. And I technically just held up 2 fingers. One thing, the Spectre. The Spectre is the individual who is said to be in charge of all of these games, the frontman, if you will. I need to stop. Who created this realm called Forsaken. The Spectre kidnaps several individuals and puts them all into this realm Forsaken and forces them to play death games against each other. I've played these games before! When it comes to the players of this game, the Spectre doesn't really have favorites. However, it does like its players to be emotional. According to the wiki, the lobby is canon. This is where the players will wait around for the games to begin, and the killers are just kind of in limbo. Apparently, there are 2 victims previous to the events of this game named Tyler and David. We find information about these characters through different accounts and games. There's this account called A Piece of the Puzzle, which dives into Tyler's lore. In the description of the account, we get this message. It all started when I was alone in my room. Another bad day, so I was just trying to lay down in bed for a bit and get some rest. I laid on my side and looked out my window, and I swear that it was a different shade of gray than it usually was. However, I paid no mind to it, as I just assumed that I was seeing things due to my somber suffering. It was subtle like that at first. A few small illusions that could be disregarded as your mind playing tricks on you. But then my walls began to contort, warping and folding in on themselves as if they were alive. My heart raced as the room twisted, bending in ways it should never have. I tried to move, to scream, but the air grew thick and heavy, suffocating my breath. One of the walls stretched forward at me, a jagged blur that rushed towards my face. There was no time to react, and before I could even comprehend what was happening, it struck me, and everything went black. There's also this game, which its description adds on to this story. When I woke, I was no longer in my home. I was in a place I could have never imagined. The ground beneath me was cold and unforgiving. The sky above painted with an unsettling hue. I had no idea how I got there or why, but the emptiness around me felt like a warning. That was where I first encountered it, and the first time it put me through one of its games, which I personally called the games of hell. There was nobody else playing except for me and a strange figure with a hockey mask on. He walked towards me, machete in hand, and kept whacking at me until there was none left of me to be recognized. The process repeated over and over again, with some times where I'd be able to get a breath of fresh air in an empty beachside forest, and somewhere I'd experience the same fate once more. There's another account called Friday. I'm not gonna try and repeat those jumble of letters, which goes into detail about the Spectre. It had kept me trapped in its home for so long that I grew numb to its torment. My greatest regret is letting it realize that. Once it understood that there was no more value to be gained for me, it wasted no time in tearing me apart. That was when I ceased to exist. It turned me from someone into no one, and yet I still breathed. I still felt, still thought, still did everything it believed I couldn't. I was alive, but I was no longer myself. That's when I began to study it. Even though I didn't want to, I couldn't do anything but observe, not yet at least. For the sake of my studies, I decided to title it The Spectre. I got chills! Whoa, my earring just made a funny noise. We learn about David through the description of a t-shirt that an account called A Piece for the Puzzle, aka Julius Caesar, is wearing. His name was David. My name is David. Dad, I want some ice cream. David. You can't just start it off like that and expect that not to be the first thing to pop into my head. That meme has literally followed me everywhere. I literally can't escape. I actually can't escape. That meme is my Forsaken. He was far too young to be sentenced to a painful eternity, but it did not care. It only wanted more power. Beautiful! If that didn't give you the chills or get you invested, are you okay? Anyways, I'm gonna state the obvious. When it comes to the game itself, the game features several iconic myth characters from over the years. Seeing some of these characters gave me a wave of nostalgia and made me yearn for my youth. Anyways, the myth figures featured are known as the killers. I'm gonna start off with the survivors though, because some of their stories do connect to the killers. I'll get there in a sec. It's very interesting. Noob, not too much to say about this character, but I will explain who they are. This character is classified as a survivalist character, which makes sense considering its abilities, which I now understand how to use. I'm evolving. A big snack person at heart, Noob has a handful of food items at their disposal. Sneaking by with their ghost burger, moving faster with their cola, and taking damage with their slate skin, they're scared but still push on, wanting to find an escape. And this character is based off of the OG new players of obviously. 007 and 7. He used to be quite the bad guy. He was actually an exploiter himself. However, he had a change of heart after gaining a son, aka he became good. However, he lost his son due to a mysterious series of unfortunate events. Remember that. That's important. We'll be coming back to that. He was also based off of the real life 007 and 7, who created the infamous Cool Kid account, which was a known exploiter. So that's a fun fact for you right there. Two-time is quite interesting. I like them. A fragile cultist holding a horrible secret. Horrible secret indeed. As mentioned like 2 seconds ago, Two-Time was a cultist, and this cult was very big on resurrecting people. Two-Time was super close to their partner Azor, but ended up stabbing Azor, probably due to the resurrection belief. And now Two-Time has like insane regrets about that. So yeah, this got dark fast. Shedlet Sky, whose name I pronounced horribly wrong in the last video, but we're not going to talk about that. Blame John, an important figure in Roblox history. He wields a historical linked sword to cut the killer in its tracks. Character based off a cool Roblox admin. Guest 1337. A hardened veteran with battle scars from wars long ago, he has a tendency to sacrifice himself in order to keep those around him safe. And he was based off of the animated short film The Last Guess. I clocked that in the last video and I'm very happy about it. Okay, so I'm looking into the lore and I'm gonna sum it up the best I can. Bear with me. We got Bacon General. Not good. Bacon General kills Guest's parents. Not good. He gets sent to an orphanage, meets his future wife Daisy and his BFF Matt. Then they go to war. Matt gets shot and Guest is like, hold up, I'm gonna be heroic. He sacrifices himself by using a grenade to kill General Bacon, and then gets sent to the world of Forsaken. Dance, my guy! The sounds of machines promising great rewards spiral within his ears. Gambling with his life, his potential lies inside of the result of his coin. He also wields a shoddy flintlock that feels like it could break at any moment, but it's one he'll take to his death. That's pretty much it. Elliot, the gem that you are. Pizza Man. If you don't recognize this man, it really is a sign that I am getting old. He's based off of the work at a pizza place employee, obviously. Builder Brothers Pizza's best employee, now just wanting to help in any way that he can. With his experiences in Russian deliveries and making pizzas, he works as a support to help his team with his pizza slices. Builder Man, everybody knows Builder Man. The big boss of Roblox HQ himself. With a hammer in his inventory and a lot of spare parts and materials to spare, he's able to build contraptions that can either slow the killer's path or heal those around him. As he promised with Shedlet Sky, he'll do all he can to help everyone. Wow, that is very nice of you, Boulder Man.
While editing for this video, we also got this super duper mystical magical pumpkin man.
Now on to the killers. This is where it gets really interesting, and I was like, ooh. Let's start with everybody's favorite cool kid. An adopted son from a single father with childlike curiosity, but with the strength of a monster. He is mainly known for his participation in an evil vandalization group, which is basically what the real cool kid did. Yes, cool kid was a real exploiter. He would vandalize places like our beloved work at a pizza place, as well as the classic survive the natural disasters, which by the way, I was playing with my boyfriend the other day, and the player numbers are still really high. Good for you. Although I did hear that there are a lot of exploiters in there now, as well as some glitches, so that's fun. So Cool Kid's dad is 007 and 7. I know, crazy. We're getting a reverse Darth Vader reveal. Kinda living for that, to be honest. When killing 007 and 7, you're the possible voice lines of Cool Kid. I see you, Dad! So that's pretty cool if I do say so myself. I don't think John Doe needs any introduction because he is John Doe. He had middle school me shaking in my Panic at the Disco t-shirt and combat boots. His whole thing was that, he's gonna hack Roblox on March 18th. Roblox courses through their body, consuming his mind as he now only focuses on one thing, to kill everyone in his path. An unstoppable force entering the round with a strategical mindset, he's able to set traps, summon walls to back survivors into a corner, and leave behind a faint trail that damages those who to step in it. And of course, if you know, you know, Jane Doe is his partner in crime, which is what this could be referring to. One times one, the physical manifestation of pure malice, hatred, and negativity himself. The one who despises no one more than the former admin Shedlet Sky. With a Damon Shake in his hands, he can summon beings of rot from the deceased, as well as target survivors from afar, poisoning them in the process. Another absolute classic. Apparently, he's a manifestation of Shedlet Sky's hatred and wants to destroy him and everything that has to do with him. He reaches the same level of Rosanna and Kendra kind of beef, which is pretty hard to do, and I applaud him for that. The legit like backstory of this character is that he's from a 4th dimension and hated Roblox for being in the 3rd dimension and wanted to kill it. So, Jason. A man whose identity is concealed by a crude hockey mask, wielding various tools and driven by a thirst for the cat and mouse chase. His hands and weapons are always stained with blood. He enters his damnation armed with his infamous machete and a chainsaw he found in a cabin. So this is obviously a reference to Jason from the Friday the 13th movies. It's also a reference to the old Area 51 games that used to be all over Roblox. And I mean, like, all over, you can still find them today. But that takes us to the end of our character list. I know, crazy. I know that there are some crazy new characters speculated to be coming to Forsaken, and I will try my best to keep up with that and update you guys because I am an ARG lover. I'm a Roblox myth lover. I don't know if you could tell, but I hope that gave you some information about everything we know so far. Let me know in the comment section if there's anything I missed or anything that you guys have found out. I would 100% be down to do a follow-up video, so just let me know. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it for me today, so thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out, Brussels sprouts. I've played these games before!
Character AI ay isang AI-powered app kung saan ka pwede makipag-interact.
Hey everyone, let me ask you one question. Have you guys ever wanted to play Noli early in Forsaken? Well, I have just the games for you today, my friends. Today, we're going to be playing absolute peak Forsaken content. Drumroll please. Everyone give it up for... Yeah, no, I can't keep this act up. Here's why. Okay, I'll be honest, all of us have felt impatient for Forsaken content before. It's natural. I recognize that the new leadership has made developing a lot better, but all that lost time from Soul and Abba being useless on Forsaken really does make the wait between updates feel a lot longer. So, a lot of us turn to looking at the various sneak peeks and showcases they show in their Discord. For example, the Noli showcase they've done recently is really good. The new model for Noli is so much better and the team have done a fantastic job updating it. However, some others believe they're entitled to more. They go out of their way to look at unauthorized leaks posted online and sometimes even play full-on Forsaken leak games. Now, this video is for educational purposes only. I do not encourage anybody to go play these because it low-key squanders all the hard work the Forsaken team have done to bring you guys a fair and balanced experience. But I will say, when I first saw people talking about these games on Twitter, it piqued my... Me and my friend Mossy picked 3 games that were the most popular out of these. I played a few matches of these just to see how well made they are. Are they a broken, buggy mess?
He's ignoring everyone else. This is the most loser thing I've ever seen in my life. What in the hitbox is that?
Or is there some originality in this game that we're missing out on? Well, let's find out. Starting with game number 1. Forgotten. Did they even try with this name?
No. Here at Forsaken Games, we're trying our best to remake everything as soon as possible. So please, it's time.
Okay, not a great start if they're being pressured by the Forsaken team to remake everything. So, when we both loaded into the game, we noted some stuff immediately.
Why is the skip button engaged?
Okay, can we pause for a second? What the hell is the amount of studs on this lobby? I like studs. I think they're a cool style detail to put in games, but Jesus Christ, the amount here is just hurting my eyes. And oh my god, the roster. What happened here? Dude, first of all, the renders are either shot-for-shot recreations of Forsaken's renders. Couldn't you have just made original ones if you're going to use the same characters? Speaking of same characters, this is a funny theme you're going to be noticing. Since these Forsaken ripoffs can't really use original characters from Forsaken without getting copy struck, they have to rename certain characters to not look like they're copying. For example, look at Fortune? I don't get it. A lot of the people who upload these games and add stuff to them clearly have programming talent, or at the very least know how to cobble games together. Wouldn't it be more productive to, well, I don't know, just make their own Dead by Daylight style game? A lot of things these games also do is give players access to dev killers. Well, I'm in no way a dev killer / survivor defender, and I think they should be for public use too, in private servers, obviously, for balance reasons. There's a reason they're not in public games. Most of the time you see people playing dev survivors or dev killers, the matches are usually very one-sided. The rare times you see people playing normal survivors / killers is usually extremely scuffed and buggy. People only usually play default survivors or killers to use dev exclusive skins that still haven't been released yet, like MLG chance and plushie chance. I cannot wait for that to be added to the game, by the way. Forsaken, dev team, I'm begging, please. I literally bought it, I just want it as a skin. They're so beautiful. Back to what I was saying. A lot of these games also seem to just add random maps for the sake of content, but it usually provides a very unbalanced experience. For example, take this map. A chance was able to camp at the top of the map the entire time until the last 30 seconds of last man standing because there wasn't any clear indication to how the John Doe should reach them. And then there was this map, with so many trees the killer could barely fit and was completely unable to chase me. Poor guy. Shout out to this beautiful floating generator, by the way. Amazing map design as always. Don't forget the matches just suddenly end for zero reason. There's also plenty of random death pits in this game too that give you zero indication on how to avoid it. How do people enjoy playing this trash? But Noli, you shout. Well, I hear you. This game does have Noli after all. Let's see how well made he is. Oh, that's Noli's walking speed being faster than a survivor's run speed without consuming any stamina. How are you meant to fight this? He does like 28 damage per hit too. It's quite literally unplayable. And from what I've been shown and what I've tried on this game, the playstyle mode is really boring too. This is what I mean about just waiting for the actual Forsaken version, because this is just so miserable and buggy to use. Also, shout out to this map design, because what's even happening here? It's legitimately zero ways to avoid the killer on this map, especially considering Nodi's walk speed. Look at these amazing stair fields. Not to mention, the chance gun firing animation is just completely broken, with it just popping out a shot with zero sound cue or time to aim with the gun animation, making it really difficult to aim. Chance's coin flip also displays the incorrect head/tails when it's flipped, which is admittedly a big issue for a lot of default chance skins. I might make a video on minor nitpicks of Forsaken skins, because this is a vital piece of information that a chance player needs to check mid-chase before the coin lands. Also, look how fast Noli gets from down there to over here.
I just used hallucination.
What's that even? Oh shit, where'd you come from? Hello? Hello? How'd you get up there so fast? And now, another round of Guess the Forsaken Characters Rip-Off. The answer is B. I'm genuinely cackling because what are these names? I think my reaction over here perfectly sums up how I feel. Just take a look. Bro! Dude, you'll never guess the name they have for 2-time.
Is it like 2 or something?
Dude, it's twice.
You're kidding.
I'm dead serious.
Bruh.
I'm dead serious.
General info. The general info still says 2-time.
These guys, they're peak at avoiding copyright. And now we have sword fights on the heights as a map. I'm sure they're balanced and have a lot of thought put into this map design, right? Right? I got stuck on a spike and I couldn't move through the invisible walls. And then the killer fell off the map and instantly died. And now, the buggiest killer game you'll ever see. So when I saw the Mafioso rework was available in this game, and since I was a big fan of that skin, I decided to see how this rip-off version functions. So here's a laundry list of everything that's wrong. Corrupt nature is invisible. You literally need hitboxes to see it. Walk speed override does not dash, and instead has a wide hitbox right in front. You have to input pizza delivery twice for it to actually do the action. This phone in the calling animation is also missing. The skin's intro cutscene lags my laptop for no reason. The victim of my kill animation disappears before the kill animation completes, making it look like Mafioso is just stomping into the ground for no reason. Also, every single time a match ends when a killer wins, there's some awkward silence with nothing happening for a solid few seconds. Alright, that's enough of forgotten Let's move on to the next ripoff. Desolate, Fix, and Guest 666. Truly, the peak of titles. You're going to notice a trend of all these Forsaken asset flips having vaguely similar names to Forsaken. Some of these straight up even have Forsaken testing in their descriptions to trick little kids into clicking on it, thinking it's the real Forsaken. Some of these come with really obvious pay to win microtransactions, selling stuff like their own VIP game passes. This is really stupid to me because they're digging themselves into even deeper shit with the Forsaken developers doing this. This is clearly just another cash grabby leaked build, just edited to have a worse gameplay loop and infinite money. Like, some of these leaked games have options like Feed Gubby. I love Gubby as much as the next guy, but this is obviously just trying to profit off the poor guy. The trend of we have Forsaken OCs at home continues. We now have another ripoff to add to the team. Goodbye Taff, and hello to Rune. Dude, guess what they call Taff? Guess what they call Taff?
Trap?
Rune.
Rune?
That doesn't even make any sense. And do you know what they call Chance again?
Please don't tell me it's Fortune.
Dude, he's called Dutch. Yeah, this is fooling nobody. They didn't even change the design. Chance doesn't even have a relevant sounding ripoff name. His name is literally Dutch. What does that even mean? Is he just from the Netherlands now? Oh yeah, our Sonic EXEs are killing in most of these games, and just like the maps, he's extremely brain dead and unbalanced. I'm just going to let these clips explain the game, to be honest. Not much is different here except that the physics are worse, the roster is more miserable, and this game has a $10 game pass.
Have a can opening sound.
Oh, and somebody's dying, but like they're playing Chance, and they're not me, so they're subhuman, so they're gonna die. Oh, they're killing someone. I'll stop you, Sonic.exe. Why is he Sonic.exe, but he's like... I stunned him! He doesn't even have a stun animation, by the way. He just stood still. He just stood still. And also,
why is his hitbox so big?
I don't know, man. I'm just getting out of here. Get off it! I stunned him. Go!